Pinarello Dogma F, custom build in a size 55, weighing 16 pounds, shaky arms 10 ounces, kilos. God, I gotta go gym. 7.57 kilos, we'll call it. That's with pedals, cages, and mounts on there. I'll show you guys all in the video. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys in the video. Hey, how's it going, everyone? GC Performance here, back with another video. Today I have for you guys this beautiful 2022 Pinarello Dogma F. This was a custom build up with a brand new Dura 24 speed with some Cadex wheels in there. Absolutely beautiful. As you guys just saw, weighing around right around 16.5 pounds. That is with pedals on here, cages as well, and the most garment mount as well on here. It's a size 55. I want to say, as you see, with the upgrades of the Ceramicspeed and the different wheels, the build came in right around, I think it was like 17, 18 grand, somewhere there. But the silver color, I did a video on the all black one, which looked really stealth, but the silver color is on a different level. I mean, you have this matte silver on here. The decals of the Pinarello is like a chrome, a brushed chrome look, which looks absolutely insane. And same with the Dogma logo as well. But this color scheme with a half silver, half black, and that Dura group on there, oh my goodness. But anyways, I'll go over the whole bike, talk about the components, everything on here, and give you guys some tips like for the Dura as well. I got my chance to work on with it a little bit now. Now for this, for the front derailleur, there's no more adjusting with the settings for the limit screws on there. Now everything's done by app. I believe that to pair the components as well, you have to use the app to pair the rear derailleur and the front derailleur with the shifters as well, because there's no more cables there. So there's a lot more functionality things that you have to do with it. But anyways, let's get right into this build. Starting off with the cockpit they have on here, their Ultra Talon Most carbon cockpit. It's a one-piece bar and stem combo made by the company Most, which is by Pinarello. Kind of like their sub-brand like Roval or Synchros like Scott. This is a very nice brand of bar, all one-piece stem. It looks like about a 110 or 120 on here with a 42 bar. They have their own Most tape on here as well. Pretty grippy, pretty tacky. I'm not tacky. Pretty grippy though, but it feels kind of like a cork tape. Shifters, looks absolutely beautiful. These are the new Dura 24 speed, 12 gears in the rear, 2 in the front, hydraulic disc brakes. And one thing I will say, I know I sound overhyped on everything, but you have to think about where I'm coming from as a standpoint. I get to play with this stuff every single day. I get to work on this stuff, so I get to notice those little minute details and those little differences. The brakes on here compared to the 11 speed feel way more smoother and way more easier to engage. Also, I'm a big fan of this new ergonomic for the hoods. They do tilt in a little bit, but that matches more of a natural ergonomic in your wrist. So I don't think it's a downfall. The hoods are a little bit taller, yes, but that is because, again, they're wireless. So that is to compensate for the not having cables in there. They have to make some kind of reader, some kind of a pairing system for your shifter hoods to your derailleurs in the back. So that's the downtake you have, but the benefit's that the hood's are a little bit longer, and you just grab onto here if you want a different aero position. So you can rest your wrist on here and grab onto the hoods like that. But you can see differences are they split right here, whereas on the old Duras, it went all the way up as one lever. But the shifting on here, noticeable to old shifting on the 11 speed, is night and day as well. It's something that if you rode Duras in the past and you went to this, you'd feel it right away. Kudos to them. I mean, that was one thing that people always said about SRAM, that it kind of been a little bit laggy. But with them going semi-wireless, it's still very, very fast. It's responsive, fast. I like it a lot. They have the different textures on the paddle shifters as well. Here comes the sun. You can see the bike. Very good in that light, but very good looking bike. You have the Garmin mount right here by Most. You have a little mount underneath here if you want to run a light or a GoPro or whatever you have on here. You have the beautiful Pinarello logo on the front. It goes to a silver. You have these little kind of waves to the bike that Pinarello is known for. This little kind of a, you know, their wave design. The wheels are on here going to be the Cadex 65 tubeless wheels. These are a full carbon fiber deep dish wheel with a carbon fiber spoke as well. These are actually, I think, the exact same spokes as what come on the WINSPACE wheels. And you're starting to see a little bit more tests done on these spokes. They're actually much stronger than what I thought, so give them credit there. These are set up tubeless ready as well, so if you're wondering about the weight, these are already tubeless ready. And the tires that are on here are going to be a Cadex 700 by 25C tire, but they are tubeless ready already. But man, those wheels with this bike, granted, again, we're in Florida, so keep that in mind. So it's a deep dish wheel set, and the weight that I gave you for 16.5 pounds with deep dish wheel sets and pedals and cages and everything like that, that's a really good wheel set. Another new upgrade to this bike with the Dura's 24-speed is you have the new rotors as well. These are some revisions they made from last year's Dura's to this year's. They look a little bit more like the XTR rotor style. More cutouts as well to allow more heat dissipation. And then plus the biggest change I think for the whole group set is the brake calipers. They open them up more to make them a little bit wider, I think by 10%, I think it was. Correct me if I'm wrong. But this will allow for less brake rub. It can allow, if you ride in dirt, sand, rain, whatever it is, grit, it shouldn't rub as much, but the brakes by no means miss a beat. They actually perform really well, and like I said, they feel super snappy. Shimano, if you rode Shimano before, you know with the mineral oil, there's no actuation like a dot fluid. It just feels buttery, smooth, snaps. It works really well. It's a preference thing for sure, but I love the way they work. The calipers on here are a little bit different as well from last year's calipers. They have a little bit different markings on here. And also for the bleed port as well, there's no more of the tube bleed port that you used to have with the old Shimano where you have to put a tube onto a nipple. This now just has a threaded in piece as well. You have the Pinarello logo inside here on the frame. And then on this side it says Dogma, whereas on the other side it says Pinarello. So Pinarello F Dogma. With the F revisions, you can tell they are a little bit more bulbous on the down tube. The lower seat stays are more attached to the frame, as before you used to come out to a single line and then to it. And then also I think they lightened it up. I think the whole frame from a Dogma F to a Dogma F12. I think the Dogma F now is like about a pound lighter. With revisions to the seat post, to the cockpit, to the frame, to the fork, to everything. So they made it a little bit more aero. I mean, all these companies have these buzzwords like lighter, stiffer, faster. You got to kind of take it for whatever you can. You got to take the information in and think whatever you want it. You have the Made in Italy sticker right there. We have our UCI legal sticker right here. We have Supercast bottle cage as well. And Pinarello was nice enough to buy this when you buy this bike. You get little bottles with it too. So that's a nice Pinarello Dogma. We have on here, we have a little decal right there. And then we have our Pinarello bottom bracket with the Italian threaded bottom bracket. It's just a regular Shimano BSA 24mm spindle bottom bracket as well. And this is the new crank over here. This is a Shimano 9200 crank set. It's a 5034 crank set. And we have on here the Look Keel ceramic blade pedals. So we have ceramic bearings inside here, a Keel blade carbon to clip in and out. And then we have the new revised Dura look of the crank. A little bit more square, more, looks like more clean cut edges. But the teeth are a little bit more solid black, I feel like, to me. But it's very similar to what it was. I believe the revisions they were made because of the fact that, I don't know if you guys have ever seen this, but the older Shimano cranks, sometimes they popped off here. This is supposed to take care of that. That's good. A big change. The Dura's front derailleur as well. This is a solid black now. It looks really good in my opinion. It's not as bulbous or as bulky either. There are no limit screws on this derailleur, like I said. Everything is adjusted in app. So you have to take it to a mechanic, or you can do it at your house if you're feeling froggy. But you would take this derailleur, you pair up with your app, you put it into the right gear that you want to be into, the low and the high, and then it will actually adjust the limits for where it can be at for that. So pretty cool stuff. Technology is taking way. Again, it's a 12-speed crankset of 5034. You have a 12-speed chain, and then in the rear you have the new 12-speed cassette as well. These 12-speed cassettes work with 11-speed Shimano Freewheel bodies, so you do not need to upgrade your wheels if you're buying this stuff. Keep in mind as well is that the 12-speeds do have a new 12-speed Freewheel body drivers if you want to choose the upgrade. And what the claim to fame there is that it's a little bit more efficient. There's more, I believe, lines and more fittings on the 12-speed Freewheel for Shimano, but it's not necessary. It's just a more of efficient engagement that you're saying. But the benefit of that is that you're winning over a lot of people, Shimano, by making this backwards compatible with 11-speed wheels, because we know wheels are expensive. So kudos to you. This is an 1130. And another thing is that they didn't go to the 10 tooth down here on this cog. They kept it at 1130. So nice little thing. Dura's 12-speed rear derailleur, and this is a Ceramicspeed OSPW that works with the 11-speed pulleys, or the 11-speed derailleurs, and also works with the 12-speed derailleurs as well. So these will actually work backwards and forwards if you wanted to. This is the same pulley that you use on 11-speed. Another little thing right here, you have the Di2 cable runs right here. They have a little clip on these new derailleurs. You have the limit screws right here and here. And then the back, this is a new thing. You can see we have a little LED indication light right here. This is where you make your adjustments. This is where you make your little tears. This is where your charging port will go now. This is where you charge your whole system. You have a little back plate right here. Go ahead and pop this open. That's your charger now. You plug that into the rear derailleur. It charges the whole system, the battery. You're good to go. And then, what was I gonna say? That's the same charger that you'll use if you got the Shimano new power meter as well. So a little bit easier. You have a nice little dust cover. No more fumbling around with the junction boxes and the seat posts and the handlebars, whatever you need to do. Everything's taken care of right here, which is nice. And then to this side, we have the rotors. Again, the revised rotors, the revised brake caliper in the rear, and I believe 140 in the rear, 160 in the front, and then you have the same Cadex rear wheel, 65mm tubeless ready, and carbon spokes, carbon wheel. It is already set up tubeless, and the same tire, 700 by 25C, and the hub on these things are Cadex hubs, and they sound amazing. I mean, very thocky. I'm gonna do a free body sound test at the end of the video. And then going to the seat posts, we have our seat post clamp here. This is where you adjust the seat post clamp. You have your little wedge right here. I believe this was a change for the seat post clamp as well. The silver seat post, the one thing, again, I'm in the industry. I notice these little small things. I think the coolest thing the Pinarello does, it makes the color match seat posts to the frames. I don't know why, but for some reason, that always gets to me. I love it. Their Paris blue they do. Their Prince blue, the blacks, the oranges. I think that's always so cool. Saddle is going to be their most saddle component. Carbon rails, nice wide cutout for the seat. But man, this bike is super hot. So that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Sorry if I'm stumbling while I'm talking. I bit my tongue 2 nights ago, and I have a massive canker sore on there. Don't say what you think it is. It's not like that. I'm not nasty, but it hurts to talk really bad. But I'm just really overly excited about this bike. But that's gonna do it for this video. It's a Pinarello Dogma F 2022 in the silver and black color with the new Dura 9200 24 speed and a Cadex wheel, 65mm tubeless ready. This bike is a beast, man. Absolute beautiful. Thank you again, everyone, to Epic Cycles for letting me come over here and do the video. They already sold this one. They sold another one they got in here. They have more coming in, I believe. If you guys want to get in touch with them, let me know. I can get you over there. But Epic Cycles here in Delray Beach, they have these bikes, or they had these bikes, but they're a big Pinarello dealer. Thank you again so much for everything, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. All right, free up body sound test of these Cadex 65mm wheels and Cadex free up body on this Dogma F. Here it comes. Let me put the phone down real quick. Super hot. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.